Quickly, I want to look at the issue of the road, the bypass road came up during the course of the presentation, and they were saying that there was no tendering process, claiming that there was no tendering process in whatever the case might be. But I want to say to this Honourable House that the bypass road is a project being funded by the Caribbean Development Bank, and part of the procedures is to have in place, ensure proper tendering procedures. And you had almost 3 companies that had tendered on the construction of the bypass road, which is now known as the F.T. Williams Highway. And one company won the tender, and the company was the Professional Technologies Anguilla Limited that won the tender on the 17th of October 2006. And at that initial stage, the tender price was $18.3 million to construct a road. That was basic road. But during the whole process, we have had various changes on the road, Mr. Speaker. Various changes we have had on the road. We have had to look at, because of the expansion of the airport, we had more water coming off of the airport, so we had to look at the construction of an airport drainage to be able to take some of the drain water coming off the airport, so that was additional cost that we had to incur. We also had to look at the Shadwell Link Road. We had previously just had a link up to Shadwell. We had to change that and put in place a roundabout to facilitate the new developments taking place in Shadwell in terms of housing, and the commercial and industrial development are taking place up there. And we had to change that and put it in place to ensure we now have a proper roundabout. The other thing that we had to look at and change quickly o'clock is the Buckley's Junction. We had to change that junction. Previously, it was just a junction coming up, putting in place a roundabout there to facilitate with the Beacon Heights with development that is taking place by Social Security. We had a 4-prong roundabout there planned, and because of the Beacon Heights, now we had to change it to a 5-prong to facilitate in terms of the housing development there. But that portion will be covered by Social Security. So there are some changes that we have made. But one thing I want to say, that the changes, all of the changes, change the scope of work, they had to be approved by the Caribbean Development Bank. And they had to make real economic sense. So we had to submit a proposal to the Caribbean Development Bank. Caribbean Development Bank had to approve, go through those proposals, came down, look at what we were saying, and had to go to the Board of Directors for approval. So it was nothing that the government just said, well, we want these things and we just take and we just get a loan like that. They had to be approved by the Caribbean Development Bank, and the engineers came down and looked at them. So the new cost of the road now is in the region of $29.2 million because of these additional changes. And the additional changes have been put into the Shadwell Link Road. We now have to build a new bridge over the College Street. You realize when you're going up to St. Peter's now, there's some road works taking place there. So when you come at the Shadwell Link, you go up the Shadwell Road and you go eastwards, and the road will take you now onto the new road. So the region between the College Street and the Bridge Road will be out, and there'll be a new link road costing almost $4.4 million. And those were approved by the Caribbean Development Bank. So when they come here and talk about we have increase and overruns by the bypass road, those increases were done by us, were requested by us and approved by the Caribbean Development Bank. So all those were done, and it's all done because of true economic sense and because of need of the country at this particular moment.